who is looking in the mood here. She's got 15 from 10, and Australia 121 for 2.
Again, it's just good batting from Gardner. Sees the gap at square leg. Yadav is bowling wide outside the off stump, so it's a free swing really. Good from her. Looking dangerous now, Australia.
That mid-wicket could be a little bit squarer possibly, because you have got a conventional mid-wicket inside the circle. And here's a vast gap. Down the track comes Gardner, lofting the ball towards wide long off, and there's 4 more. And now this is looking problematic. We've seen 12 from this over already, and could a projected target of 158 suddenly become 180 if they don't somehow break this partnership or rein in the run scoring.
Well, it is looking dangerous. Harmanpreet Kaur's only used 5 bowlers so far, so really she's got nowhere to turn for these last 4 overs.
Yadav round the wicket. Gardner goes hard again. It's gone high up in the air. It's going to land safely, and the luck has all gone Australia's way today. Goodness, they've had some fortune. Lands safely. End of the over. 13 from it. It's 126 for 2.
You really see Australia now putting their foot down. They've still got so much batting to come. Lanning and Gardner striking at 166. Lanning just 109, but she's really starting to put her foot down now, and India just need to calm themselves, steady themselves. Australia on a roll. They want to take momentum through. They're looking at 180. They're looking at 180 out here to bat India out the game before they've even begun their innings. And I really feel like if somebody can just calm everything down. 4 massive overs here. If they can restrict Australia to around the 155 mark, they'll have done a really good job with these last 4 overs.
Yeah, that'll be a challenge. 10 over gets Australia to 166. Here comes Renuka Thakur. It's a poor ball first up, and it's going to be a boundary. It's a full toss on the pads, and Ash Gardner, well, all her Christmases haven't delivered a gift like that. 130 for 2. Wheels, if not coming off, are beginning to loosen in this Indian fielding effort.
Certainly loosen, and the thing for Ash Gardner is she's hitting good shots off good balls to get boundaries, and then when she gets served up a bad ball like that and puts it away, it's even worse for India.
130 for 2 early in the 17th over. It's a better looking ball, beautifully driven by Gardner coming down the track. Dipti Sharma runs round, can't stop it. And there's another boundary. Gardner's playing some knock here. She's got 28 from 14.
Well, I didn't think she'd timed that particularly well, but it's gone a yard to the side of the extra cover fielder, and it's absolutely raced away. I think that's the other thing that India need to remember at the moment. It's a good wicket. It's a good outfield. Runs are out there. They just need to wrestle back momentum.
Renuka bowls, clipped down the ground for a single, so that'll see the total to 135 for 2. 12 and over would get them to 177. That feels eminently possible. Again, Dipti's not the swiftest in the field. She's a slightly surprising option, I think, for a long off. She's got good hands. You'd have thought maybe somewhere in the covers might be more logical. 135 for 2. Renuka Thakur bowls a slower ball, which is drilled towards cover and stopped. There won't be a run there. So 9 from the over so far. They are still 1 over behind here, India, and we will see another over from Thakur. So the real possibility there could be an extra fielder inside the circle for the final 6 balls of the innings. Australia's current rate 8.1. Landing on strike on 24. Comes down the track, chips the ball out towards deep mid-wicket for 1. They'll turn for a second, yes, no, and there would have been... Oh, it's got trouble here at the keeper's end. Oh, and they've missed it up again. It's gone to the wrong end with Gardner and Lanning both standing at the non-striker's end with time to pick the throw. Inexplicably, Jemima Rodrigues has not thrown it to the keeper's end.
No, and somebody needs to shout at her there. One of her teammates needs to say, keeper's end, keeper's end.
Look, they are...
It's so obvious that that's where the run-out chance is.
They could be so far ahead in this game, India. 136 for 2. Final ball of the over is chipped elegantly out towards deep mid-wicket. Stopped by Rodrigues. So 11 from the over. 137 for 2 with 3 left. You just think is so basic. Shafali Verma drops Beth Mooney in the 30s, who then goes on to score a half century. Easiest chance you could wish for. How many times they dived over balls, let them through their legs, picking the wrong dead to field at, poor throws, dropped chances. India are a good side, but they're giving the best team in the world every opportunity to bat them out of the game, Georgia.
It's hard to watch, actually. It's for such a good Indian side, and we know how they can play, and to watch them crumble, really, whether it is the pressure, the nerves, whether there is something out there in the outfield that's
I mean, they've been ill. We know there's been illness in the camp.
Yep, could be that. I think they used to be games. Now I can't understand how it would be a semi-final pressure. Shafali Verma's just won an under-19s World Cup. Whether it's a concentration thing, it's baffling.
Deepti Sharma then to bowl the 18th over with Gardner on strike on 30. It's a good full delivery, spearing towards the toes, so she can only clip towards mid-wicket for 1. 138 for 2. Got a packed offside field, and then a long off, long on, deep mid-wicket and deep backward square leg. For a team that's behind on the overs, they're not exactly rushing here, India. 50 partnership up. Deepti bowls. This is whipped away and beats the infield. Shafali at square leg. They'll turn for a second run. Throw comes in, and they will get back for 2. 140 for 2 now. And I don't like being critical, and I know you don't, because we decided over breakfast that I'd be in Gryffindor and you would be in Hufflepuff.
Who decided that?
Daniel Norcross. Because he decided that we were both always look for the positives, and we are trying to look for the positives, but it's just not been good from India.
Been many positives to shout about.
Here's Deepti Sharma, and in position is Meg Lanning trying to whack that ball behind square, and she just gets in a bit of a tangle and chastises herself because she's missed out there. 140 for 2. 15 balls left of the innings. Here comes Deepti. Bowling now, clipped into the leg side, cries of catch, but it will drop short of Sneh Rana out there in the deep, so it will just be the 1 run. Lanning has not quite been as fluent as she has been at other times, but she gets Gardner on strike.
Oh, it's a really good over so far from Deepti. The 3 before had all been double figure overs.
Deepti is in and bowled! Gets through Ash Gardner, and a good over becomes an excellent one. Gardner looking so dangerous, departs for 31, and there's a little punch of the air from Deepti Sharma, who gets one to scuttle on through, whether it kept a bit low or what, but Gardner, no, she's a full delivery and she's played above it. And there's the wicket that they were hoping for, to try and wrestle back a bit of impetus. Excellent over with 1 ball left of it, just the 4 runs so far. It's 141 for 3.
Well, that's it. It said just takes one person, doesn't it, to bowl a good over, to just steady things. The 3 before had all been big overs for Australia. Deepti Sharma's thrown the ball, and she's bowled excellently so far this over. Just the 4 runs coming off it, but it's not just that, it's the way that she's adapted to what Australia are trying to do against her. They're obviously targeting that leg side. Deepti Sharma is not letting them do that by bowling really full. And this is a big moment in the game now. These last 2 overs, this last ball, Australia have sent Grace Harris in. They want to keep accelerating, but if India can take wickets now, hold their nerve, hold their catches, they could really go into the middle of the innings feeling like they've got a really good chance.
She likes to play in one way only, really. A strike rate of 257 in the tournament so far for Grace Harris, and taps the ball into the leg side, I think, to try and get the strike at the start of the 19th over. That is unquestionably the decision that was made there, as Lanning was never pushing for the second. So the end of an excellent over, 5 from it. It's 142 for 3. I find Grace Harris totally fascinating because she is unquestionably hilarious. Whenever you hear her in an interview, she's just not like a cricketer. Never speaks in cliches. Always seems like she's having the best. Names all of her bats after various fast food choices. She's my kind of player. She
seems like that type of character. We've spoken about how she commentates every ball when she's playing. I wonder if she'll be doing that out there. I wonder which bat she's got out there in the middle with her.
I kid you not, there are the options of the Zinger Tower bat as one of them. I mean, you can't have fun. What are you doing?
What a character she is.
I love it. Shikha Pandey in the blue headband down below us in the sunshine of Newlands. 2 overs left. Australia 1-4-2 for 3. And here comes Shikha Pandey bustling in to bowl to Harris. It's a full delivery, which is whipped into the leg side. It's a long chase for mid-wicket, and I think the ball's going to win that race. It does. Desperate dive out there in the distance from Jemima Rodrigues, but she was never stopping it. And the ball goes flashing away square for 4 runs. Harris up and running with 5 from 2, and she grins rather like a sort of cartoon lion stalking its prey.
Yeah, well, again, the field's wrong for the type of ball she's bowling. She's bowling an off-cutter, and she had square leg up inside the ring. You just cannot afford to have that field. It's changed now. We've got cover up inside the ring and square legs gone back.
Shikha Pandey bowling to Grace Harris, who targets the offside this time, and Shafali Verma, guess what? Doesn't field it clean. They'll get through for 2. It should have been a dot.
Should have been a dot, and Shafali Verma has had a torrid time, really, in the field today. You wonder how much that will affect her as she goes into bat.
That for me is poor captaincy. You shouldn't have a young opener in fielding positions where the ball's going to come all the time. Protect them. Short fine leg, short third.
It's hard to hide fielders, to be honest with you, in T20 cricket.
Shikha Pandey bowling to Harris, who's bowled! Enormous swipe across the line. And up go the zingers. Not in the way that Grace Harris likes. That bat not her friend on this occasion. She misses, it's 148 for 4. And India are just fighting back a bit at the back end of this innings.
Yeah, much better from Pandey. She's got a much better field now. She can bowl these off-cutters and these slower balls with the leg side set back. And she has done Grace Harris like a kipper there. The ball has moved. That will be something that encourages Australian spinners. And as they build this total, I think this Indian fight back is so important. They can go into the halfway stage, take a bit of momentum, take a bit of fight, show what they're about, because for the first 15 overs of this game, they haven't really been at the races.
They've gone exactly 8 and over so far, Australia. If they can get a couple more boundaries from this over, potentially have a big final over, they could yet be looking at 170. As Elise Perry comes to the middle, ready to join the action. Star all-rounder for Australia, with still 9 balls left of the innings. Umpire Kim Cotton says we're ready to go, and Perry, right-hander, tall figure in the distance, waits for Shikha Pandey, who runs in now. Full delivery, which is right on the pads, but there is protection out there in the deep, and so just the 1 run will be taken. 149 for 4 as Perry gets off the mark immediately.
Yeah, this is a massive couple of deliveries now for Shikha Pandey. 2 left in the over. Into the set batter Lanning. She's got to go into the pitch with this field. She's got to go slower balls into the wicket.
Landing on strike as Pandey bowls a very slow delivery. Cut away brilliantly well, and there is a palm on it, but it is going to be 4 runs. Cut away for 4. 153 for 4, with 7 balls left of the innings.
I say that, but there's got to be some disguise on it. That was the slowest ball, and you could tell that it was going to be one from the action. It was so slow.
It's like an off spinner.
And it was far too short. Lanning just rocks back. It's deep in her crease anyway. She knows what's coming, and that's the thing, that they're so set up for already what's coming at them.
Lanning on strike for the final ball of the over, and we'll see a full toss right on the toes, clipped towards square legs. She'd left that alone. She might have got a wide for that. In the end, the over concludes with 12 from it. We've got 1 over left of the innings. And Alex, I think, has just dropped her computer. That was that enormous thump you heard in the background. 154 for 4. As we see a replay of that dismissal there. It was a clever bit of bowling. And Harris was made to look as foolish as you do when you're trying to launch it out of the ground you miss.
Well, that's par for the course as a tail ender, isn't it? You won't come in and get the run rate going and go from ball 1. You are at the risk of looking a little silly, but she did the job that was required for her team. She played selflessly.
Here comes Thakur to bowl the final over of the innings. Running in now. Oh, it's a filthy ball. It's 6. That is appalling as a first delivery, I'm afraid. It might be a no ball as well. Meg Lanning is asking the question, and we'll wait to see what the signal is. It's a full toss, which is on about hip high. She's whacked it over backwards square leg. And no, it's not a full, it's not too high. Unquestionably, it's about shin high in the end. But that is not the start to the over that you're looking for if you're India.
No, it's poor execution, isn't it? She's going for the Yorker, she's going for the full deliveries, but if you get that wrong, and she got that really wrong, you're in real danger. And Meg Lanning doesn't miss out there. That was an enormous 6.
She's on to 39. We have only got 4 outside the circle now, as that's another slower ball. Oh, keeper dives over it. It's going to run down to the boundary. It's going to be 4 more. There was a little tickle on it, I think, off the pads. And so 10 from the first 2 balls of the over. Harmanpreet stands with her arms across her chest. But long off, and you're shaking your head, Georgia.
All that good work they'd done in the previous 2 overs has just been completely undone. It's the back of the hand. Slower ball from Thakur. Follows Meg Lanning. It's actually not a lot wrong with the delivery. It's just all the luck today seems to be going with the Australians. A little inside edge and it races away.
So 164 for 4. Suddenly we're not ruling out 180, which it looked like it would really struggle to be for Australia. Landing on to 43. There's been a conversation between Harmanpreet Kaur and her bowler as she begins the approach from the Weinberg end, running in towards us. And good ball, swing and a miss from Lanning, and there's a dot to try and repair a little bit of the damage. Following Lanning again, and it is a dot ball.
Yeah, good bowling, and you can see what Lanning wants to do. She's stepping away to the leg side. She's targeting that offside boundary, and Thakur is following her. It is a good bit of bowling, but you feel like with all of the offside up, Thakur's got to be spot on.
No margin here. Thakur bowling, and Lanning is struck on the pad. In front? No, says the umpire. Wasn't far away from being quite a good shot, I fancy. Will they go upstairs, or will they see it's not worth it, given that you get Lanning out, you just welcome McGrath? So, in some ways, wickets, though they did get through for a leg bye, I suppose, that's the only thing. Shake of the head from Meg Lanning. We're not going to go upstairs. So, 2 balls left of the innings, 165 for 4. Perry looks around. Good player to have in this situation. Hits the ball a long way. Has so much experience as well. Thakur bowling to Elise Perry, gives herself some space. In the end, will only get a single, I reckon. Lanning wants that second run, but isn't going to get it because Deepti will pick up at long on. And an over that started with a 6 and a 4 has since yielded just a leg bye and a single.
She's pulled it back really well. She's nailed her execution of the Yorkers and the slower balls later in the over, and this is a big delivery.
Thakur then, final ball of the innings. As in comes Renuka Thakur to Meg Lanning. That's another full toss, it's 6 more. And the innings finishes with a massive blow into the leg side. It's a poor ball to conclude it. And 6 runs takes Australia to 172 for 4 from their 20 overs. And that is not the final over that they were looking for, India. With 17-18 from it. A shake of the head again from you, Georgia.
Oh, it's just so frustrating to watch, isn't it? Just as they're wrestling back a little bit of something, they bowl a really horrific delivery, and Meg Lanning just licks her lips, and she probably can't believe her luck that she's got that ball. You've got to say it's fantastic batting, isn't it? And they've paced that innings so well. Lanning